If you are listing your home today, price and presentation have never been more important than they are today. I'm Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty Group, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of price and presentation in this new market that we're moving into. In fact, I just finished shooting a video talking to buyers, telling them about how much more opportunity there is for them today, how there's so much less competition, how they have so many more options of homes to buy. So if you're thinking about selling, you got to think about that. That's the mindset of a buyer, because a buyer today, when they're going into a neighborhood, 90 days ago, they were going into the neighborhood and there was one home available and only one home. And if they wanted to be in that neighborhood, they were going to buy that home regardless of it checked off all the boxes that were important to them or not. Well, the market shifted. Hate to break it to you, you're probably not the only home for sale in the neighborhood. Now more than ever, it is so crucial to price the home properly and to present it properly. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about how to do that. Number one, when it comes to pricing your home properly, agents before, I'm not even kidding you, 90 days ago, they would just grab a dart, throw it at a dartboard, whatever it landed on, that was the price they were going with. Because you could list a home for any number and some crazy buyer was gonna come along and swoop it up, and they were just, whatever buyer had felt the most pain in the market, they were gonna just suck it up and pay whatever they needed to get the home, because they just wanted the home search process to be over with. It's not gonna work that way today. If you screw up the pricing on your home, from the get-go, you're going to have a very difficult road ahead, because the first impression is a lasting impression. It is hard enough to get a buyer to look at a home when it first hits the market. To get a buyer to come back around and look at it after you've adjusted your price is exponentially harder, because what starts to happen is when a buyer sees a home, they see that the price has been reduced on the home, they see the days on market, how long has the home been up for sale. When they see that number climbing, that's effectively blood in the water, and the sharks start to swirl. The sharks are looking for those opportunities, and now not only are you having to come in and reduce your price, but now you got people who are undercutting your reduced price because they smell the blood in the water and they want to take advantage of it. So I want to encourage you, when you're thinking about which agent you're going to hire to help you sell your home, make sure you're working with an agent who sits down and takes the time to explain what's happening in the market with you, explains what's happening in your local market, because all markets aren't equal. If you're looking in La Jolla versus La Mesa, they're two different markets. Make sure your agent can help you thoroughly understand what's happening in your local market, and then they need to go over the comps. When we say comps, we're talking about comparable home sales in the area. You want to have an agent who's going to dive into those comparable sales with you and help you compare and contrast your home to your competition, so that you can price your home properly in today's market. And if you're thinking you're gonna go out there and you're gonna set a new record and take whatever the last home sold for and sell it for more, like, you gotta just check that, right? Check that at the door. It's not happening. If you're working with an agent who tells you they're gonna do that, you have the wrong agent. The other thing you need to be careful with, if you're looking at hiring an agent right now, is if you get an agent who comes in and says, hey, we're gonna price it low, get a bidding war going and drive the price up. That is a huge red flag. Do not work with that agent. Run, turn and run as quick as you can, because that's an agent who does not know that the market has shifted and we're not in the same market as we were 90 days ago. So make sure you get an agent who's gonna sit down with you, explain what's happening in your local market, and go through the comparable home sales in your area. Second thing you need to look for is an agent who's going to properly present your property onto the market. Here at Whissel Realty Group, when we launch a home on the market, we look at launching a home on the market like Hollywood looks at launching a movie to the market. They don't just decide randomly on a Friday, let's release the new Top Gun movie. There's a lot of promotion and there's a lot of preparation that happened before they release that. We're the same way. So with our 7-day listing launch, we have an interior designer who's coming out to the home and helping you get the home prepared to show in the best light possible. If there's any improvements that need to be made on the home, we're helping coordinate all those. I just finished meeting with one of my sellers and we need to get some baseboards painted. Cool, I got you. I've got 3 painters on Rolodex that I've worked with before. I'm gonna get a painter out there this week. We're gonna get that handled. We gotta make sure we're getting all of that stuff done up front. So we have somebody who's gonna walk through, tell you what needs to get done, and then we've got the resources in place to help get those things done. Then in addition to that, we're gonna make sure that we properly market the home. We're gonna make sure that everybody knows the home is for sale, both within your community and outside of your community. And a lot of people say, why do I need to have everybody in the community know my home is for sale? Well, they need to know because they all live in your neighborhood. And they're in a few different positions. One, they're renting in the neighborhood, and rents are ridiculously expensive today. They don't want to rent anymore, but they love the neighborhood. They want to own there. Your home's the home they're going to buy. Or you have people who live in the neighborhood, have lived there a long time, and they know people who want to live in the neighborhood. And even if they don't know people who want to live in the neighborhood, they want to see your home sell for as much money as possible, because the more your home sells for, the more their home is worth. So we want to recruit all of the local neighbors into the home so they can then go out there and tell their friends, their family, and anybody who will listen to them about this amazing new home that's for sale in the neighborhood. We also want to reach out to everybody across San Diego, and we study a lot of where buyers are coming from that are moving into San Diego. So we know not only do we need to market to San Diego County, we need to market to Los Angeles County, which is the biggest influx of buyers coming into San Diego. Also the Bay Area, Seattle, Riverside, Orange County, and Imperial County, which is where the majority of buyers are coming from that are coming into San Diego. So we have a detailed marketing plan, and when you're ready, we'll sit down with you and go over the entire marketing plan, our trademark 7-day listing launch, and show you exactly how we're going to make sure that we present your property properly onto the market so that it's priced right, it's presented right, and ultimately it's going to lead to a successful sale at the highest price the market will bear. And so if you want to sit down with our team and talk more about that plan for your property, give us a call, shoot us a text at the phone number down below. I'm Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty Group. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.